Join the conversation with the Morning Majlis, Pulse 95.
Getting our music mixed up over there. But one thing that's not mixed up is our love and admiration for our vehicles. Now, Ahmed Dawood, you also own a 4x4.
That's right, I do, and I newly got the 4x4 as well. So I'd like to take that out for a spin, and what better place to do it than the XQuarry, located in Sharjah's Mleiha Desert, the UAE's first off-road and adventure park. And I get to bring my own 4x4 and take it on a ride through the rocky desert. Sounds good, doesn't it?
It does. Now, this XQuarry opens on Friday, right? Tomorrow. It opens tomorrow, opens its doors officially, and I've been down there already. I went down there a couple of days ago to test it out, took my 4x4. Sadly, it is a senior citizen, my 4x4, and it is not the best of all vehicles to be hitting those obstacles, but it did its job. Now, the big question there is, a lot of people say this, it's not about the car, but it's about the skills that you've got. Yes, you do need modified cars for certain obstacles that are going to be out there, but it's very much catered to beginners, to be honest. There's a lot of areas that you can just sort of try your own 4x4 off-roading skills, and it is a rocky terrain. It is a place where it's in Mleiha area, and there is the turn-off from Khatam that you've got to take, and then you can follow that route, and it leads you onto XQuarry. This used to be a cement quarry before, and now they've set up about 20 different obstacle courses. And we spoke to the managing partner, Daniel Berkofer, a little bit more about what to expect from the park itself. Now, when you go in, it's not a park where it seems like an adventure park and there's big signage, or very commercial, or lots of different food outlets and couple of different obstacles with flags and whatever being involved in music blaring. No, it is very rough and tough. It is just desert. There's an obstacle where you drive through the water and off you go. There's an obstacle where you drive through high slopes and very bumpy terrain as well. So it is very challenging. It's not an easy task, I've got to tell you that. So some of them are okay to try for beginners, but there's some that are for proper experts that know their off-roading. So it's worth going down there. Now, to understand a bit more about the park, we spoke to Daniel Berkofer, the managing partner of XQuarry, and I put this question to him, saying, what have you done with this place? It used to be a cement quarry before, but how is this whole thing going to work? And give us more details about the park itself. And this is what Daniel had to say.
We're here in Mleiha, Sharjah, in the Fire Mountains, which is the first mountain range to the cities of Sharjah and Dubai. So it's the closest place you can reach any mountains in the region, and you have breathtaking views overlooking the desert. So the scenery is unique in itself. We were looking for a suitable venue for various outdoor activities for a long time. It was hard to find the venue and then to have the right partners on board to get all permissions and everything to actually pull something off like this. So we're very proud that Sharjah government and Shrouk is very supportive and partnered up with us for this event. So we're here at XQuarry, which is an old cement quarry, which is abandoned for maybe like 12 years or something like this. And we converted the whole area into an off-road and adventure park. So our main focus is on off-roading, not racing or tune bashing, it's technical driving. So what we do is we let people experience their cars, technical abilities of the driver themselves. We also give trainings, we do courses. So the whole idea is that people learn how to control their car in any off-roading scenario, and of course also in a fun environment.
Now, talk to us about the plans as well. That apart from off-roading, you've got the biking, you've got so many more activities that lined up. It's pretty much not just for the experts, but everyone can have a go and have fun.
No, it's definitely not only for the experts. We have all obstacles, the off-roading obstacles we have in different levels. You can come here with absolutely no off-roading experience with the stock 4x4. And learn what means actually engaging four-wheel drive, what's the differential lock, what's the difference between low range gearing and everything. So we have different levels. So it's actually even more focused on beginners rather than experts. So we cater for both. Then since it's still like a 45-minute, 1-hour drive from the cities, we created the whole thing as a destination venue so that you can come here and spend the whole day here with your whole family. So we have facilities like toilets. We have food trucks soon here so that you can also have food. We have picnic and barbecue places that you can bring your own food, enjoy your time. We have different activities. We have a mountain biking trail. We have also a small mountain biking obstacle course so that you can, same thing applies what we do for the off-road driving, for all activities, that you can learn and improve your skills. Also there we give trainings. We have spectacular hiking routes up here on the mountains. You can overlook 360-degree view of the area. We have an obstacle running course, which is a fun way, and different abilities, strengths, agility and everything. So it's a lot of things you can do to spend your day out. And even I think if you want to do everything, you most probably need more than one day.
Okay. Now, we're into February, Daniel, and 2 months down, it's going to be summer. What are the plans for then?
You see, I'm in the outdoor industry for many years. I've published a magazine for 10 years. Anyone who is in love and passionate about their outdoor activity will do it all year round. You will most probably or do it more in the evening and afternoon hours, but it's all year round. Coming back again to our main activity, off-road driving, you have air conditioning in the car. And technical driving you don't need to rev up your engine, like for example for dune bashing. So even if it's very hot, you can do it in summer. So it would be even, I think, potentially we're even more busy in summer because people don't go in the dunes, they rather come here if they get bored, drive a little bit around. And we're also planning for summer some specific weekends where we do night drives. So it needs a little bit more control because of risk factors and everything, so we'll not do this on a daily basis. But we have a plan also for summer. But yes, definitely in summer it will be a bit more quiet, like everything here in the region.
Okay. Now give me some stats in terms of how many courses you have and how many in terms of numbers. What is the length of the tracks are available here?
So the total area is, we don't have an exact number because we don't have exact boundaries. We have at the front the fence and in the back it's the mountain, but we are not limited, for example, the hiking trails. We can access the whole area, but the area in itself is about 1 million square meter. We have approximately 15 kilometers of off-roading trails for cars and motorbikes, not motocross, it's the touring bikes. Then we have 20 custom-built obstacles, and there is a lot more planned. So what you see now is just the beginning. So we not open now and are finished. We open now and it's a starting point. We work very closely together with various communities, off-roading, mountain biking, remote control cars, get their inputs and always adapt to the needs and wants what they have. If people come up and bring us pictures of an amazing obstacle and it's feasible and doable to do it, we will do it. And the idea is also every month to give something new so that it's not getting boring for people, that they say, I've come here, I don't need to come again. No, we're trying to adapt and grow the whole venue. We have a lot of interest from various commercial entities. They want to partner up different activities. So you can expect a lot, especially for next season. Now the season almost over, so we just started open up, trying to get some inputs from people coming to visit us, enjoy the last few weeks of nice weather out here. But it's just the beginning. So you will see this will develop over the next couple of years, and I'm sure it will stay interesting for everyone.
Well, thank you very much, Daniel. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be back again hopefully soon.
I hope so. Everyone's welcome here, and hope to see more people for their adventures here. Thank you.
Join the conversation with the Morning Majlis, Pulse 95.
We're looking at jobs here in the United Arab Emirates. We're discussing what, according to a LinkedIn study, what are the most demand or in-demand jobs in the country? And among those are medical workers, content freelancers, and e-commerce specialists. They are among the fastest growing professions here in this country. And according to the Jobs on the Rise report issued by LinkedIn, quote, while the shifting landscape over the past year has resulted in significant job losses, we've also seen a rise in job categories in direct response to changing consumer behavior. Parent company Microsoft posted a 23% increase in revenue for the platform last year compared to 2019. And in addition to selling advertising, revenue is generated from premium subscriptions to help job seekers and tools for recruiters. Now, about half of the UAE's adult population, 4 million people, use this job portal. And the job portal looked at the roles that have been experiencing the highest level of growth between April and October 2020. And atop the list are specialized medical professionals. Their hiring has more than doubled here in the country over this time period. And according to the job portal, 41% of those hired had a master's degree or above, with the most in-demand roles being registered nurses, general practitioners, doctors, and pharmacists.
I like this, especially when they said content freelancers.
Yeah.
That was like music to my ears right there, but for sure. But the fact is now there's going to be a lot of big question marks as well. A lot of freelancers would also be saying, hang on, we haven't got much work, or some of the freelancers would be very well. Those who have networked really well or have those very important connections might be faring really well. But at the moment, as you can see over in Dubai, with the new restrictions that are in place, especially for musicians, things have become very difficult, isn't it? No music allowed in venues. So those kind of freelancers would be thinking, hang on, what's this report on about? But as the report says, content freelancers. So that gives more people to be a little bit more consultant type of people. And of course, the big marketing and the big consultancies have been missing out, because marketing tends to be the first victim or casualty of such measures. So it gives the smaller fishers a chance to capitalize on this, and that's why, with a cheaper budget and more of a flexible approach, some big companies are now favoring freelance PR consultants, freelance social media agents as well. So this just goes to show how the world is now shifting more towards remote working and having these remote individuals looking after it. But this is certainly very good. And I'm looking at the specific nature of this report. The top skills for these creatives were blogging, YouTube, podcasting, and social media marketing. Average age for this job category was 29. I'm glad that figure is there, because I thought there might be 22 or 21-year-olds involved in this, but it's good. Slightly higher than other markets like Brazil and Spain, where the average age was 25 and 26 respectively, according to LinkedIn.
That's right. And the adoption of digital platforms really changed consumer behavior. When we look at the digital content-related jobs, we've seen a threefold increase here in the United Arab Emirates, certainly driven as well by the UAE creating new work permits for international freelancers as well. This coinciding with online activity and remote work on the rise amid COVID-19. And we're also looking at e-commerce as a particular sector that's seen considerable growth here in the country and elsewhere around the world during the pandemic. In terms of virtual shopping tools and capabilities, the UAE is a nexus for developing and deploying those opportunities. E-commerce coordinators and online specialists are very in demand in the country. The average age of those hired is 29, and 2/3 hold a bachelor's degree. The skills needed for this are digital marketing, search engine optimization, SEO, and e-commerce as well. Digital marketing specialists are also very in demand, as companies are moving to capitalize on this increased e-commerce activity. We've seen a growth of 71% increased hiring for digital marketing specialists, where the top skills are influencer marketing, content strategy, market research, and Google Ads as well. And important to note is that the majority of these hires were self-employed or freelancers.
I do want to do a little bit of a debate on this wonderful world of influencer marketing.
Oh, yeah.
Because that has also been blamed for the COVID-19 rise here in the United Arab Emirates. A lot of people pinpointing, saying these influencers from the UK flew over to the United Arab Emirates to showcase its tourism offerings, and were flaunting their lifestyle with no face masks on and sending the wrong message to their audience back in the United Kingdom. How strong is this influencer marketing? So if you're one of those involved in this, do drop us a text on 4215 if you'd like to come on the show and share your thoughts and opinions. We'd love to bring you on. And if you are an influencer, you can more than welcome to join us on the show as well and have your say and defend your profession and to showcase why influencer marketing deserves a bit of a recognition indeed. Well, stay with us on the Morning Majlis. If you'd like to share your thoughts and opinions on the job market, you'd like to share your opinions on the best ways to write your CVs as well, or would like to help others finding the right job, do get involved on those messages, and then we'll certainly give you a bit of a shout out on the program. Stay with us on the Morning Majlis. We shall return right after the world of business sports news headlines, and then we'll be back again here on the Morning Majlis discussing a couple of big topics. This is Pulse 95.
Join the conversation with the Morning Majlis, Pulse 95.
Yes, join the conversation with the Morning Majlis. Up next, it's all about the world of exposure photography. Do text us on 4215 if you are a keen photographer, if you're one of those lensmen, or are a beginner and would like to know a little bit more about photography and take part in an event that doesn't charge you an arm and a leg to turn up, because this is a free event. It is hosted by the Sharjah Government Media Bureau, Expo Centre Sharjah, from the 10th to the 13th of February. That's next week, guys, and it will be open dialogues, enriching perspectives as award-winning visual storytellers, photojournalists, and emerging photographers will share their insights into their techniques and styles and narrate the moving stories behind the impactful images through 21 panel discussions and artist talks.
Yeah, it's going to be a big event here, hosted by Sharjah Government Media Bureau and taking place at the Expo Centre Sharjah from Feb 10 to the 13th. And essentially will feature award-winning visual storytellers, photojournalists, and emerging photographers to share insights into their techniques and styles. And His Excellency Tariq Saeed Alai, Director of the Sharjah Government Media Bureau, head of the event, spoke on the importance of exposure as a platform to connect with the most celebrated photographers, to look through their eyes and narratives and acquire knowledge, discover new opportunities, and shape your understanding of the creative process. So this premier photography event is set to feature these workshops, these talks by renowned artists and photographers, and give you a glimpse into what goes on into the composition and creation of a beautiful photograph. As part of these illuminating discussions on Feb 10, the first day of the event, we're set to have Russian photographers Sergei Ponomarev and Dmitry Belyakov sharing their experiences of covering conflict and what it's like to use the power of photography and photojournalism to tell compelling stories and even bring justice to light as well during these difficult predicaments.
Yep, and it's going to be, this is the place to be, really, if you are one of those who want to understand and want to even admire some wonderful moments being captured by the lenses. You've got to go down to this event for sure. And on the opening day, we'll have plenty of people talking about human-animal conflict, of course, and then the other ones on Friday, February 12, which is going to be the third day of the exposure. Daniel Corden's Indigenous Cultures in the Modern World will showcase the beautiful side of people who chose to stand the ground of their traditional heritage. Now, this is going to be something very, very of interest because there's a lot of talk of Aborigines. There's a lot of talks of indigenous populations being marginalized, not recognized, not appreciated, not represented. But having these photographers go in and capture these wonderful moments and really still showcase how people have still, despite the technological and societal evolution, have preferred their own ways of living. That is something that deserves a bit of a recognition, and you can get it through the Exposure Photography Festival if you do go down. And it really is going to be an amazing event, and certainly you can also catch Pulse 95 broadcasting live from there as well.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be incredible. I mean, we're going to be hosting a live show, and we'll give you more details on that later on as well, where we're going to be conducting interviews with some of the participants, talking to the visitors, and talking about the love and beauty of photography and the power it has to generate impact in those who look at those photographs. I mean, the event is set to feature some Pulitzer Prize winners, and some of whom are Arabs, including Mohammed Muhaysin as well, who's been using photographs to highlight the refugee crisis around the world. And when you look at these photographs, they're moving pictures, and they sort of get you to want to help in one way or another. So the power of photography is certainly something that will be showcased. Emirati photographers in particular, whose photographs were featured in National Geographic, will also be participating in this event as well, and essentially talks about the Arab influence in photography and trends in the field as well. So much to do. Pretty packed agenda and calendar for exposure on Feb 10 to 13th. And if you'd like more information on the list of events and for you to prepare, it's exposure.ae. That is exposure.ae. That's the website.
That's the website, and that's the place you should be coming down to as well for that event. And of course, getting a chance to meet some of your favorite Pulse 95 presenters as well. So do drop us a text on 4215 if you'd like to know more details about exposure and would like to book an appointment to grab a selfie with some of our presenters that are going to be down there. Rania Saadi is certainly going to be down there, and we will be looking forward to that. Well, time now for us to take a bit of a breather, let you enjoy the wonderful musical entertainment on offer, soak in the atmosphere, and then after that we will talk about off-roading. If you're one of those who'd like to test out the 4x4s and go through some obstacles, then this is the conversation that you should be staying in, tuned in to the station for. Just after 9 o'clock news headlines, we'll talk about the new off-road and adventure park that is opening here in the Emirate of Sharjah, in Mleiha region to be precise. Today's the media day, and tomorrow is the official public opening. And ahead of that, we will be speaking to Daniel, who is leading the team at XQuarry, and we'll talk to him about what you can expect. Stay with us. This is the Morning Majlis on Pulse 95.
If you liked this episode of the Morning Majlis, drop a like and subscribe.
95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.
Pulse.